everyone, welcome back to Mad About Cards and Crafts. Today I am sharing some new Slimline products that are available now over in the Not Too Shabby Shop. I'm going to start by introducing you to three of the products that I have used on this card. All right, let's talk about the products that I'm using today. From Cat Scrappiness, this is available now in Jamie's shop. You can use the coupon code N2S10. I will link that in the description box below for 10% off your products. This die cuts out 6 of the long slimline rainbow pieces as well as 2 different cloud sizes. There are some raindrops as well as some stars. And it does not come with the magnetic sheet. I did add that magnetic sheet myself. Next we have the Slimline grass border. It is a little bit smaller. Let me measure it for you because I know it doesn't fit quite. It's not quite 8 1/4. So I did, well, let's look here. Okay, so it's actually 8 1/4, my apologies. So it's 8 1/4 inches wide. So I did cut down my panel to 8 1/4 by 3 1/4 when you see my finished card. I did cut this out twice and then I went ahead and trimmed it down so that I got those 2 layers, but it will fit across an 8 1/4 inch slimline card. And for the inside of my card, I did use the largest zigzag slimline. So those products are all available now over in the Not Too Shabby shop. Let's get started on our project. We're going to start off with a little bit of background building. I'm going to use this MFT small cloud stencil. I did link the new FAWN Slimline stencil. So the Slimline stencil does create clouds as well. I'm using some Salty Ocean. You'll see that I just don't go all the way to the end of the stencil, and I also change the orientation so that I get different variety of sizes of clouds. And then I'm going to fill in that white space. I'll go over it with a little bit of tumbled glass to take away some of that stark whiteness. I am using Salty Ocean if I didn't mention that before here. So my slimline panel is Nina Solar White 80-pound cardstock. It's been cut to 8 1/2 by 4 1/2, and I am going to cut this down eventually, and I'll share that on camera. So here's where I'm bringing in one of my Amazon blending brushes, and I'm going to just soften up that white. And when I start building my rainbow, I cut it out 6 times using red, orange, yellow, green, blue. Actually, that's 5 times. I cut it out 5 times. I didn't cut out the purple. I didn't have purple cardstock at the time, so I went ahead and skipped the purple. I'm just seeing how this lines up. I'm going to change the way that I build my rainbow halfway through because I find a better method. But for the first piece, I am putting some glue down onto that rainbow piece. So this is the red, and I'm placing it on my card panel where I want it, and then I'm going to begin to build. I do have a little bit of a problem with the yellow. I don't know what the issue was. I was just really struggling. All of the other pieces came together really nicely, but the yellow, I had a lot of problems lining it up. You're going to see it's going to take me a few minutes, and I'm not going to get it right. One of the nice things about this die is the clouds will cover up the ends. So if you don't get the ends lined up perfectly, as you see is going to happen with the yellow, you can cover that mistake up with those clouds. There are 2 different cloud sizes. I decided to use, I believe it was the smaller cloud on my card, but there is also a large cloud. You could create a rainy scene with these clouds because there are raindrops as well as stars to create a night sky. So it is a very versatile slimline. You could use this on an A2 size card. You would would simply need to trim down the tail of your rainbow, but it would still work on an A2 size card. Jamie does have these products available now in the Not Too Shabby shop. One of the things that I appreciate about buying these products in her shop is that she does offer free shipping with only $60. A lot of other companies, it costs a lot more to get the free shipping, so you can pick these up in her shop with the free with 60, and I did link that in the description box below, as well as all of the social media channels. So I have her Scrap and Stampers Facebook page, her Instagram, as well as her Pinterest. She does have a lot of inspiration over on her Pinterest page using a lot of the Not Too Shabby products. And that is something very exciting. Jamie has really started to expand her own product line, and we are so excited to be working with her products as well. So here I'm finally getting that yellow down. You can see it's a little longer at the end. It's a little shorter at the bottom where it's curving down. And so that's not going to be a problem because these clouds are going to cover that up. Now you can see over to the side, I did have those little quokkas. They were already colored up. They are not available in Jamie's store. They were something that I had previously colored, so I thought that I would use them on this card because I thought they fit the scene just nicely. Jamie does have a lot of stamps in her shop that would look fabulous with this card as well. So I'm going to get this last one glued down, and then we're going to start on our grass. So here I'm going to glue the one side, and you're going to see that I believe I leave the other cloud off initially. I don't put it on to begin with. I had a little bit of glue on that cloud, so I just used my Tombow Mono sand eraser to clean that up. So I have cut my panel down to 8 1/4 by 4 1/4. I'm using a little bit of the Distress ink in Mowed Lawn to add a little bit more color and dimension. I have cut this second piece down just a little bit shorter. So when I cut it cut out as a full piece, and then I just trimmed the bottom off. I'm still going to need to trim this because it's a pretty high die, so it's a pretty thick die height wise. It gives you lots of room to decide where exactly you want your grass or how high you want it, so you're not stuck with just one grass height. And I'm going to use my Stampin' Up! Trimmer to trim that piece off, and then I'm going to add the second layer. And I'm only going to glue the bottom because I do want my little animals to be nested inside that those layers of grass. I'll bring my paper trimmer back in, and I'm going to trim this back down. So there isn't a lot of dimension other than the paper dimension. So the layering of the grass, and obviously the rainbow is going to create a little bit of texture on the card. So it's not a true single layer card, but I did not use any foam tape on this particular card. Here I'm nesting my little animals. They are in love. This would be a cute anniversary card or a Valentine card, which is just recently passed. I'm trying to decide where I want to go with this from here. I did just quickly color it. It's probably not my best coloring, but I still think that it turned out cute. So here I'm adding that second cloud. I decided that that's where I was going to place it. I do use a sentiment from another stamp set. It says, "I love you," and I am going to stamp it in VersaFine black onyx ink. I am using my art glitter glue for my little critters, and that is the glue that I use to glue everything down. If you haven't subscribed to Jamie's channel, we are going to start posting videos directly to her channel. I am going to link her YouTube channel in the description box below. We have several new design team members on the team that are fantastic. I know that you're absolutely going to love what they create. So I hope that you head on over and subscribe to Jamie's channel as well. Oh, actually, I didn't use VersaFine ink. I apologize. I forgot. I did use a gray ink from Pink Fresh Studio. I think that it's like Rocky Shore, something like that, because I didn't want it to be quite as dark as a black would be. I'm going to add a little bow to the girl so you can see that she is a female. I love the little white freckles on her cheeks. I did create that using a white gel pen, and I do add some accents to the little critter on the right and also to the critter on the left. So here's a heart from my stash. It says love. I'm going to put that in her hands as if she's holding that. I'm going to clean off that little bit of extra glue. One of the nice things about art glitter glue is that it does glue. You can't see it. It's pretty matte and clear. So I love the fact that even if I over glue, it's not going to show up. I'm not going to have a big shiny speckle spot. I thought that I wanted to add a little bit of this blue to the clouds to get a little bit more dimension, but if you watch my channel, you know I love my stickles. I have been such a fan of diamond stickles this year, and I am going to add the Stardust variety, which is the same, which is a clear, it just has a different color glitter on the inside, to my clouds to give it a little bit more sparkle and shine, which I absolutely adore. You know that sparkle is something that you will find on most of my cards. Jamie does have a new release coming. Her hop is going to be March 3rd. It's a very small release. She's releasing just a couple of new stamps that are absolutely adorable. I know you're going to love them, so keep your eye out for those. Just a couple days away. I thought I was going to do the edges, and then I decided to fill everything in so that this is a solid glittered cloud. And here I'm going to add, I believe I've added the accents. I did cut out the sentiment using the zigzag Slimline, and I printed that out on my printer. So I just went into Word and centered this with my die, and it says I love you on the front, and then it says more than rainbows and unicorns, and that's a lot. I'm going to glue this down to my card base, which is going to be 8.5 by 3.5, and that's going to be my card today. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, I'd absolutely love for you to subscribe and ring the bell so you're notified whenever I upload a video. Until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day. Thanks so much for watching.